Morning, everyone, again. Yet another beautiful fall morning. Okay, so we're on our way to our first service call of the day, and the nature of this call is banging in the pipes. It's a steam system, and the customer's been complaining about severe banging when the system starts up in the morning. We already know what the problem is. The water is very, very dirty because she had work done on the steam mains, and when you have that done, oil and contaminants drip down into the water, causing it to surge. When the system starts up in the morning, the water will surge and disappear from the gauge glass, causing banging and knocking. So we're going to pick up a few supplies before we go there, and then we'll take care of it. Arrived on the job, and as I said before, the complaint here is knocking in the pipes when the heat first comes on in the morning. So she did have a lot of work done on the radiators and the steam main. The result of that was a lot of oils and impurities dripped down into the system, into the boiler water, and probably settled on the top of the water level. So when this starts to build steam pressure, you'll see this water start to get dark and murky, and then it rises and disappears over the top of the glass and then starts to splash, causing surging. And the priming and surging results in the banging. So we're going to have to try to clean that water out, and we're going to skim the top of the water level to try to skim off the top where all those impurities lie, and we're going to get the boiler water nice and clean so this doesn't happen. So my first order of business is going to be to install a skim valve in this 3/4 inch port here. The business is going to be to introduce some water conditioner to the water to help clean it, which is called Surgex. This is what I use. I'm going to add a few bottles of this. You have to follow the instructions on the back according to the square footage of steam the system is. So this is a 5-section peeler, so it's going to need 2 bottles of Surgex. That will do fine. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll raise steam pressure and start blowing it down and skimming it. So this is how we introduce the Surgex into the system. We installed a few nipples and an elbow, so we use a funnel. Very simple. Put it in. And then we pour a little water down to mix it. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to install 2 bottles of Surgex to the system. Introducing the Surgex to the system, and we now installed the skim valve with the nipples, and we're going to keep a bucket under here, and we're going to start to build steam pressure. We're going to run the system and build steam pressure to about 5 pounds, which is a few pounds above the normal operating pressure. This way we can get a little extra pressure in the system, and it will more effectively blow out the debris and impurities that are lying at the top of the water. Okay, so we're going to start doing that now and build a little pressure. Water turned a little bit green. That's the result of the water conditioner I put in. So we're going to raise a little bit of steam pressure, and then I'm going to raise the water level all the way to the top, and then we're going to open this up, and then we're going to start skimming it. Yeah, as you can see, it's coming out already. Okay. All right, so we're going to do this continuously until the water becomes a little clearer and we don't get that banging any longer. And yes, this is a very time-consuming procedure, but there's no other way around it. It has to be done. There are no shortcuts when it comes to this. You have to put the conditioner in, raise steam pressure, skim it, raise it up again, skim it, and then after you finish the skimming, you have to dump the entire contents of the boiler down and add fresh water and start the process all over again if needed. Okay, so let's raise a little pressure and then we'll continue with the skimming. Okay, I raised the water level all the way up using the manual feed valve. The reason for that is we want the water level to be above the level of this pipe. So the water level is more or less up to here. So when I open up the valve, it will blow out from the top. Okay, so let's start taking some water out. I have about 1 pound of steam on the boiler, which is good enough to push the water out of the skimmed valve. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, see how the water just pushes out under pressure like that? That's what you're looking for. If it's just dead water, it's not going to be as effective cleaning the water. Okay? Wow, look at that water. I don't know if you could see it, but see how dirty that is? That's lying at the top of the water. And that's what's preventing the water from boiling effectively and causing the surging. So we're going to continue to do this, and hopefully we'll get the water cleaner, and that will be the end of the problem. Okay, the job is proceeding nicely. I filled up about 15-20 of these buckets from skimming it. Did I mention that this was a very time-consuming process? I did mention that, right? Well, there you have it. 15-20 of these buckets filled up, and now it's time to dump the entire contents of the boiler down. So we're going to blow the boiler down now. Okay, we blew down the contents of the boiler, and we added fresh water to the system. As you can see, the water is a lot clearer now. It has a very, very light tint to it, but no big deal. It's almost crystal clear now, so that's going to be much better. And I have a feeling the customer is going to be pretty happy with the results. Okay, so anyway, we're all finished here, and we're going to pack up and leave. Oh, before I leave, I almost forgot. You see this ball valve here? Okay, very important. For safety, it's important to either remove the handle or screw in a cap on the bottom. Okay, I don't have a cap on my truck right now, so I'm going to just remove the handle. Reason being, while it's making steam pressure, you don't want a kid or a child to come down here and start playing with this handle and go like this. Then the scalding water is going to come out and a very serious injury will occur. Okay, so very important. Take the handle off, or better yet, cap the bottom. Okay? All right, and that should do it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.